A push to crack down on food delivery drivers in the district who double park to pick up restaurant meals. The city council is expected to vote on emergency legislation today to close a gaping loophole. Bob Barnard is live in Adams Morgan with that story. Bob, good morning.
Hey, Jeanette, good morning to you. Yes, this loophole is interesting because it allows police to ticket, say, an Uber driver who's dropping off or picking up people and parking illegally, say, in a lane where there's a lane blocked for street seating for a restaurant. That person, the Uber driver, could be ticketed. But if that same driver is picking up or dropping off food, there's nothing that covers that. They can be warned, but not ticketed. 2 weeks ago, the D.C. Council passed on first reading this emergency legislation, which for 90 days would allow the city to actually cite these for hire food delivery folks for blocking whatever it is, a crosswalk, a bike lane, a bus lane. The second vote on this is later today. Here is one of the exchanges from a sponsor and a critic at the D.C. Council meeting 2 weeks ago.
Take an example of an Uber driver who drops off a passenger that immediately puts on their hazards, double parks, and gets out of the car to pick up food delivery. When the driver double parked as a Uber driver with a passenger, the department could issue a citation. But once the driver became an Uber Eats driver, the department can no longer issue that same citation. But when does that shift actually take place? Working with the mayor and the department, this legislation removes that ambiguity and loophole.
Most of these workers are trying to hustle to make ends meet in an economy that's becoming wider between the have and the have-nots. And we are setting a precedence yet again for giving tickets and to penalize people who are trying to earn a living.
And Councilmember White points out that parking is at a premium, especially in these commercial districts. This legislation would not apply to delivery trucks like Amazon and FedEx. And eventually, it's expected to pass today. After the mayor signs it with congressional approval, this emergency law would go into effect on a short-term basis. Councilmember Allen says he hopes to come up with something on a more permanent basis to basically level the playing field between the two kinds of Uber Eats and Uber rideshare drivers, and also make the streets safer. The mayor's got this Vision Zero plan for 2024. No pedestrian or cyclist fatalities. They're not anywhere close to that. They think closing this loophole may help in some way, guys.
All right, we'll have to see. Bob, thank you. Well, that brings us to our Fox 5 Instapoll question. We are asking, is it fair for food delivery drivers to be fined for blocking traffic? And the yes side has gone down really throughout the hours here. It was as high as, I think, 80-something%. Now it's at 64% of you saying yes, it is fair. 36% saying no. You can join the conversation by voting at fox5dc.com or download the Fox 5 app. You also have the QR code on the upper right-hand side if you want to scan that and chime in. Marissa.
Well, more than